Welcome to the Black Script Storytellers. My name is Kevin Marable, and today our guest is an actress, voice artist, and producer who continues to break ground across television, film, as well as gaming. She's brought unforgettable performances to hit series like The Game, Chicago Fire, Fragrant Green, Star, American Soul, Papa's House, Atlanta, and the widely popular Netflix series Forever. Um, she also made her mark in film with roles in Burning Sands, Superfly, and Welcome Matt. And most recently, she's earned major recognition for her lead performance in the video game South of Midnight. We have with us today none other than Adriyan Rae. Adriyan, thank you so much for joining.
Oh, thank you. When you read off that resume, it sounds like I do this for a living.
Yeah, you really do this for a living, for real.
Mm.
And first and foremost, I want to say congratulations on everything. Congratulations on your nominations. Um, Congratulations for being on a hit show like Forever, and you've been on quite a bit of popular shows and movies as well. So um, I know this has been a great journey for you, and I feel like it's just getting started. You're just getting warmed up, and before you know it, you're going to be on your way. You're going to be a household name. Everybody's going to know you for
Inshallah.
sure. Yeah,
Inshallah.
for sure. Now, I like to start off every interview with a very simple question, but some might find it a little difficult to answer. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
That question is, who is Adriyan Rae?
Who is Adriyan Rae? Adriyan Rae is a dynamic performer. She's a mom. She's a sister. She is a healer. She is someone who loves creativity and embodying characters. She's dynamic. There's a lot of different ways I could take that answer, and we could talk in circles and tangents, but overall, I'm a dynamic individual.
I like that. I like that answer. And there's a level of certainty there. You know who you are as a person, as an individual, as well as as a mother, and also in the career that you're in. But I do want to mention that you also have two bachelor degrees
Yeah,
as a physician assistant or
yeah,
physician assistant studies and medical laboratory science.
yeah.
What led you to get into the acting field?
God. Um, I didn't know, like, where I'm from. I'm from Seaford, Delaware. So there was no, like, aspirations of acting at all. Like, choir was choir, and that was it. And theater was doing stuff on, for the school play, but it was never a thing where I thought I could be an actor. I honestly thought that people in Hollywood were, like, in the TV when I was really little. I didn't know Hollywood existed.
Right.
So I went to school. I went to school pre-med and
Wow.
wanted to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. Got there and said, "Man, that's a lot of school. Kind of
Yeah,
want
I
to live
bet.
life." So I had this whole plan, like I'm having a baby by this time, this time, this time. And I was like, that just doesn't work. So then I see physician assistant studies, and I started doing that major. And from there, I also started doing medical laboratory science as a major because they told me I only had to take like a couple more classes, and I was really good at hematology and parasitology.
Wow.
So got those degrees, and fun fact, while I was doing those, I actually got a record label tried to sign me, and I was like, "Mom, I'm about to be lit. Bye, girl." She was like, "No, bye, girl. You're gonna finish these degrees." So,
Okay.
um,
Wait a minute. Hold on, real quick. So a
yes,
record label was going to sign you. Do you sing? Do
yes.
you rap? What? I didn't know this about you.
Do I seem like a rapper? Because if you tell me I'm a
Maybe.
rapper, I'm fit to be a rapper. No, I love singing. I love music.
Wow.
I I feel more confident about my acting, which is why I pursue more acting. But I do love music and I love singing.
Wow.
Um, and I think my knowledge and loving that and growing up singing helps with my vocality and it comes to voice acting.
Hmm.
It's super
Right.
helpful.
Right.
And knowing the awareness of where to place your voice, what goes here, falsetto, chest voice, and all those things.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I went to Atlanta to sing after I got my degrees and passed my internship and my board. So as soon as it said passed, I packed my car up and I moved to Atlanta.
That's
And
wild. Yeah.
it's insane. And that's when I got there and I was like, oh, they got some acting down here. And then I said, I can't do that. And people were like, no, just try it. So I
Yeah.
tried it and I got on set. I got on set with Kenya Moore,
Wow.
and I was on set for like 15 hours and I loved it. I was still ready to keep going. And that's when I knew like this is what I love, because when I was in the lab, I could be working for a couple hours and I'm like, when is my break,
Hmm.
y'all? Like I just got there at 8. I'm like, when is my break at 9?
Right.
So it was like this was at work, and I was getting paid to do something that I love. So that's when I started pursuing acting fully, and everything just fell into place. I had never been to LA, and somehow a friend of mine was like, "Can you help me drive to LA? Because I'm moving there." And the person I was supposed to drive with said no. And I was like, sure. So I help him drive to LA. I get there. I find a manager within 10 days. She's like, you need to move here. You got to leave your job. And then I start applying for jobs. I don't even know anything. I start applying and I'm like, oh, this place looks cool. Cedar Sinai. I don't know.
Hmm.
Big, amazing hospital. And
Yeah. Right.
I get a job. And I'm bullshitting them. I'm like, they're like, hey, can you start Monday? I'm like, not really. Like, I think I'll be there in like 2 weeks maybe, or and they're like, okay. And they still they let me live. They let me take my 2 weeks and come on over. But
Wow.
literally I came here and just got bit by the acting bug, and that's how it started. But I had no intentions from when I was little at all. That never crossed my mind.
That is amazing. Because you talk to I talk to so many people, and you hear different stories, different paths of how they got into the business,
Hmm.
and a lot of times it seems relatively quick, but there's a lot of steps in between. But
Hmm.
your story sounds like it almost happened for you overnight.
That's why I think it was divine. It was so divinely
Yeah.
written because
Yeah.
it was so weird. I kept having a recurring dream,
Hmm.
and I all of a sudden woke up and I wanted to read the book The Alchemist.
Wow.
And I read the book in like a day.
Hmm.
And then after that, you know how, I don't know if you've read the book or you're familiar with it,
I'm
but
familiar, but I haven't read it.
okay. So in the book, it talks about how this little boy, he's not a little boy. This young man, he is a shepherd,
Hmm.
and he feels a calling to travel and do different things, and he has to sell his sheep, and he meets these people along the way, and the whole universe conspires for him to follow his truthful path that is aligned for him. And that's what I feel like happened for me. Like I got a free trip to LA. I found a manager within 10 days. Like it was just like, girl, literally
Yeah,
leaving you.
it
Just
was all
walk.
lined. It was all lined up for you.
Just take the steps and walk. And I was like, okay, la 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 la. So
Wow.
it happened. But I will say, I got here and yes, everything aligned for me to get here, and I fell flat on my face.
Okay,
When
so how did you fall flat on your face? Because
I, you want to hear about it? I'm gonna tell you about it. So I got here, and the same friend, I ain't
Mhm.
gonna put him on blast, but the same friend is a male. We are
Uh-huh.
no longer friends like that. But I get here and he said, "Oh, it's really hard to find an apartment when in LA when you're not on the ground. Like you can chill at my house, crash at my place, and look
Mhm.
for an apartment." I was like, "Okay, cool." And the day I get here, he was like, "Oh, I don't even have a couch, and I don't let girls sleep in my bed unless I'm sleeping with them." So,
Oh, yeah,
and I
no.
was like, "Well, my card is gonna sleep there."
Mhm.
So I slept in the car that I drove in for like 36 hours. And this is a Hyundai Genesis coupe. I had a full apartment and me in the coupe. And I didn't have a place to stay. So I found a place on Craigslist, and it was this wonderful older lady. She was Jewish,
Mhm.
and her husband had just passed, and she was renting out her attic to help like save money on bills. So I was
Mhm.
living in the attic,
Mhm.
and the attic didn't have like a kitchen or anything. And it was my last little bit of money. I thought I saved, but California told
Yeah, I
me
was gonna say not in California.
no. I had like $4,000. I spent all this money coming here, and then I had like
Mm.
1,500 left, and the rent was 1,300, and I was like, perfect. All right, I'm gonna stay in this attic.
For an
And
attic.
yeah, and that's where I was at for a while because I moved, but I didn't know California needed a license for your CLS. Whereas in Atlanta, you didn't need a license. So I had to wait for the state to process my license, even though I was a CLS certified and everything. I
Mhm.
couldn't start working at Cedars until I got that
Mhm.
license. And so I was waiting, and in the meantime, I was serving. I was doing an app called Saucy, where people get alcohol delivered.
Wow.
I was a Tecate and Heineken model, like in the grocery stores and stuff. Like, you want to try this new Tecate? And I was a server at a place called Olio Pizza that's no longer there. And
Mm.
when I tell you, I had no money. Like, I would just beg, can y'all please let me have some pizza and I'll make it last for a week. I was making Chipotle bowls last for 3 days. Like, I was really rationing out
Yeah,
my.
you were one of those people on TikTok that give all the hacks.
What you do is you put the tomatoes on the side. That was me.
That's
So
fun.
yeah, all of that happened, and then I was like, God, I swear you told me to come here for this. Like, why? But it
Mhm.
all worked out. I started working at Cedars, and in my interview with Cedars, I was very clear that I was here to act, and they would let me like go on auditions on my lunch break or stuff like that. So while working there, that's when I booked Burning Sands, and things slowly started getting a momentum. So it worked out, but in the moment, I was like,
Right.
no,
Like, is this gonna
Lord.
work or not?
Yes, is it gonna work out?
Right. Now, that was nearly a decade or so ago. I read online that the first credit that I could find was 2015. Is that correct?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
So about around a decade or a decade more, a
Start
decade
using
plus.
words like that. That seems crazy to me. Ooh,
But it shows the length of your careers thus far, but
yeah.
at the same time it's a part of your journey. And for some people who feel like, even though it sounds like it happened overnight for you, it takes a lot of steps before you get to what is seemingly success, or when people start to actually give you your recognition and notice you, and you start to hit the radar.
I will say that this Golden Joystick Awards. I was nominated for a Black Reels for my performance in Atlanta. That
Yeah.
was the first nomination I ever received,
Right.
um, and this is my second
Hey,
nomination.
and congratulations on that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it takes so much time, and also for voiceover.
Hmm.
I have probably auditioned over 1,000 times, and there's so many that you hear absolutely nothing. It just goes into a abyss, and I'm
Right.
like, I felt like I did great, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
So
Right.
no, you just keep trucking and keep knowing like this is for you. That's why it has to be more than just like I want the fame and fortune, because that doesn't necessarily happen overnight and things like
Right.
that. To sustain you to keep going.
Yeah. You got to really want it. You got to have, a dying passion for it. You're willing to give it your all and accept all of the no's in the way before you get to your yes.
Yeah.
You've expressed that a big part of your attraction to roles is the character's emotional journey, the healing arcs, and authenticity. Can you speak a little bit on that?
So I think that my job as an actor is to live truthfully,
Hmm.
and that is what I aim to do. So the way that I do that is I layer in pieces of Adrian with the unique characters that the writers and everybody create. So therefore, that character, because this layers pieces of me and that character, it's unique to me. I think that providing characters with a humanity and grounding them is what makes them relatable and real, and breathing life into them rather than acting like a character. Actually become and be a character, allowing nuance, allowing just thought processes of a character where you actually have a journey with
Hmm.
this character. And I think that's the art that I like to create and that I aim to create. Um, it's the most powerful for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you're also the only female African American nominated for the lead voice actress this year for your role in South of Midnight. What does that recognition mean to you personally, and what kind of doors do you hope it opens for more Black talent in the gaming industry?
Um, First and foremost, it's an absolute honor, and I'm so appreciative and grateful to be nominated. Um, it means progress to me. It means representation. It means little kids that are brown and of color can play a game and actually be someone that looks similar to them or have a similar journey to them. It's
Mhm.
relatability that builds community, it builds empathy, it connects us all. And I think that I'm honored to be a part of something that's way bigger than me. It's the nomination is absolutely grateful, but the bigger picture is bringing us all together and allowing representation to be present. And I think that's something that has a lot of footwork that has to be done in the gaming industry.
Mhm.
And I want black creatives to break the ceiling, kick the doors down, and
Yes.
continue to make them. I know that there was a time when the game first came out, I felt like there was like a lot of woke backlash, and it was interesting because I was like, I don't, I don't recall nothing about this game being woke. It's just literally it's a black story, but because it was a black story, it was deemed woke. But
Right.
it's if you just remove that and just watch the story, it's a story about healing. It's not a story about wokeness.
Mhm.
So, and I also think that wokeness is just an awareness of empathy. So that's my definition of it personally.
Right.
But yeah, I think that it breaks doors down and it allows representation, which is so important. And we're seeing how important it is when you see the responses that people have. Like me and my daughter play your game, and she was so happy to be able to play Hazel
Yeah.
because Hazel looks like her. Or man, this is the first character where her hair is similar to mine. It don't look like the typical,
Right.
that
Right.
African. So it was nice to be a part of that. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. It brings my heart so much joy.
How did it feel to see and like to put your voice to the character, and then also in the gameplay, see and hear your voice and the character come to life as you, or you as the character, in real time?
Uh,
How did that feel for you?
it was surreal. So I remember in my first motion capture session, I was like really finding her and things like that, and they would show me some of the playback. And motion capture doesn't have the VO on it yet; it just has what we caught on the volume.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But then when they showed me, so they do the motion capture and then you go in and you do the VO. So
Mhm.
then when they showed me what they had done between then and what I was doing the VO for, and they showed me the trailer,
Yeah. Yeah.
I cried in the
Yeah.
booth. I cried. I was
I
like,
can
this is
imagine.
amazing. It was surreal. Hazel was real.
Right.
She was
Right.
real. Catfish was real. He was talking. It was a whole thing. And it was beautiful. The game itself is absolutely stunning.
Really
Just
is.
gorgeous. Yes.
Yes.
So seeing that for the first time, my mind was just
Mhm.
blown away.
To be honest with you, I hadn't heard of the game until you had mentioned it, and then I did this whole deep dive and did research and watched some of the gameplay, and the quality of it. It looks stunning. The story seems captivating. I have not played it, so I really don't know how the gameplay is, but it looks and seems amazing, and I can imagine how it must feel to play that game and to have that representation
Yeah.
on the screen, especially for a lot of black and brown gamers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know for me, my great aunt, her name is Hazel,
Uh-huh.
and she passed like a week before I got the audition.
Oh, wow.
And I remember calling my mom and said, Mom, guess what the character's name is for this new audition I just got? And I said, Hazel. She said, look at Aunt Hazel giving you that audition.
Right.
So I
Right.
already knew there was something special about it. And then the fact that Hazel is a healer, when
Mhm.
I like, because video game auditions, you got like NDAs and can't, and they give you some fake sides and not real sides at all.
Mhm.
So when I actually got the role and got into it, I was like, oh my gosh, not this lady being just like me, not us being parallel universes.
As
That was
divine,
weird. I was like, is my mom going somewhere?
yeah,
Mama, no. Like,
it's like divine intervention almost.
yes, yes, it was phenomenal. My mind was blown again.
Yeah, yeah. Can you talk a little bit about what it takes to not only do the voice, but also do the motion capture for a video game like that? Because I feel like a lot of us don't really know all of the ins and outs and what goes into making that happen. And that it's even a process that you can get into. We oftentimes go watch movies or play video games and we don't realize that it's not just the voice, but the motion capture too, that is a part of the acting.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
So the motion capture aspect is really cool, and I want to just make sure I pay homage to Nona. She was amazing, and she came in because when I booked it in February, I found out I was pregnant in May. I did some motion capture while I could, and then they were like, "Girl, sit your pregnant ass down." And then she came in and she bodied it. She bodied the stunt work and stuff like that. Just like
Okay.
it no longer felt safe for me to do some of the stuff because Hazel is very active, and she
Hmm.
bodied it. So what it takes when you do that though, you're gonna suit up completely. You're gonna have all the little dots put on you in all the special places. You're gonna wear a helmet that has a camera attached to it, and the camera is right there in your face. And they put the dots on your face, and they're capturing everything that you do, the way that your eyes twitch, all those things. Um, is an interesting type of acting style because while the camera's right there, sometimes it still has to be a bit bigger.
Hmm.
And then also, if you want to hug somebody, you can't hug just how you normally would because you both have these cameras in front of you. So
Right.
you got to keep your distance, but still create those moments.
Hmm.
So it's a technical part to it that's very important that you learn kind of on the job. You can go to some seminars and stuff like that to learn about it. But I felt for me the best way was learning on the job when I did a different video game that never saw the light of day, but I'm grateful for the experience. Um, so yeah, you go in and you do your cinematic scenes, like when I'm walking up the steps and I'm saying, "I ain't no boohag." So you go and you do them, you act them out like a scene, like TV film, like theater. You more like theater.
Hmm.
You act it out completely, and then later on you'll come in and you'll do your voiceover for things to clean it up, tighten it up if they want to change this. So sometimes it's an intricate thing of wanting to change the tonality or wanting to change the speed or actually wanting to change the word while still syncing the lips and still getting the cues and hitting the ADR. I'm sorry, when you do ADR, the swipes touch, and that's when you start talking. But
Okay.
yeah, that's the process of it. Is you're normally that you do your motion capture, you do the VO after that, and then they bring it all together. And at some point, we were done all the cinematics, and that's when I was just doing VO, and it was the stuff like not a shitstorm and
Yeah.
all the little swatting
Phrase-
that
The
mosquito
phrases
and
and
oh get
everything.
out of here. Yeah, all those little nuances. I mean everything from when she's climbing on a rock, the grunts that I make, and when she's falling from something, when she lands, all of those things were
Hmm.
recorded like 20 times.
Wow.
um, they thought of everything, every little detail.
Wow. That's amazing. I can imagine how long that process takes. And then, once your part is done, putting it all together, the editing process, the animation, just tying everything together is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You really don't really think about how much goes into it. You just pick up a controller and start playing. But
And
once
then
you,
they finish it in a day and say, "Where's the next one?" I'm like,
yeah,
"We've been working on this since 2023."
wow, that long, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Since 2023. I started my first session June of 2023. And I finished my last session the end of January 2025.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of work that goes into that. So yeah, kudos to everybody involved in the video game. It's a long, grueling process, and
But they're phenomenal to work with.
mhm,
They like Compulsion and Xbox and Ahmed, everybody just top tier, so collaborative, so great to work with and understanding because you got to remember also in the process of that I was pregnant and then I
right,
had a baby.
right.
And they worked with me throughout the whole thing. So I'm just always super grateful to be able to have worked with them.
Definitely, definitely. Now, is voice acting something that you want to continue on with? I'm assuming you would. Yes.
Yes, I did an audition yesterday. I was like, "Come on now,
Okay.
let's book
Okay.
it." Uh,
Yes.
my aspirations, and I'm not gonna say aspiration. What I'm gonna do in voiceover acting, my next venture will be in animation.
Right.
and I'm very excited for that. I've always like I love doing all the like when I tell you my daughter, she has the best reader for her books and things like that, and I'm just super. I don't know if you can already tell, but I'm super animated. I have
Yeah.
so many different voices within my head that pop out,
Uh-huh.
and I just feel like I could really have a ball and bring a character to life that's in like a animated kids space, whether that's Disney, Nickelodeon, things like that. But I
Right.
can't wait to do it. It's gonna be so much fun.
Right. And a lot of people don't realize that sometimes in between time, in between projects, you can do a lot of voice acting, but you can
Mm,
have a lifelong career doing voice acting, not
yeah.
necessarily show your face, but people all around the world might know who you are or might love your characters or your voices.
Keith
Uh,
David, Cree
right.
Summer,
Right.
their voices magic.
Right.
You do see their faces too, but I mean they've done so much voiceover work.
But there's a lot of people don't know that or realize it, especially us, and know that you can have a career in voice acting or just behind the camera,
Mhm.
so to speak.
It's been wonderful. I know during the actors strike, I was actually since video games weren't struck, and the
Mhm.
video South of Midnight wasn't. They had reached a deal already. It wasn't a part of the video game strike either. I was actually able to work on that and have that income coming in.
Right.
Yeah, so it's been wonderful being able to have these different avenues of creativity and revenue.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. um Now, you've worked across such a wide range of sets from sci-fi to NBC to Paramount Plus, Netflix. What's one valuable lesson or habit that you've picked up from those different production environments?
Hmm. One valuable lesson. You mean like on set or?
Yeah, like on set or even, getting into character or,
Oh, yeah, that's a good
something
one.
that
That's
you
a
picked
good
up
one.
on the way along the way or passed down to you.
Number one, be on time.
Hmm.
Pick that up quick because I was on CP time at one point.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for the patience that people had in me and the lessons that they taught me about
Right.
and stuff like that. Number two, take my time. I've learned that, when you get on set, there's an important aspect of being a part of the community and getting to know everybody and having that morale and things like that. But it's also important to have like your time. So I have like a little regimen that I do where, I'm coming in, I'm going to say hi to everybody and be jovial and everything that needs to be done. And then when I have to take my time to get into character, gently explaining that to people, like if it's a day where it's a heavy day,
Hmm.
maybe if I joke around my hair and makeup people all the time, just let them know, hey, today I'm probably not going to be as talkative, and they're like, oh yeah, that's okay. So
Right.
I create that little space for myself to hone in and zone in, because when you are on set, it's different when you're just like doing an audition in your house by yourself and there's nobody else around, nobody taking you out of character. They're not calling you your
Hmm.
character name, they're calling you Adrian. Like, it's different. So, yeah, having a regimen where I like go to my trailer, do my journaling as my character, do this, do that, making sure I have enough time before my call time and I need to be in hair and makeup to do those so I'm not affecting production. But I'm
Hmm.
also getting the stuff done that I need. And then moving into the process and, doing those things. I think that's something I picked up that might be really a good gem for actors who are getting on set.
Nice, nice. Now, how do you balance the intensity of shooting schedules with personal life and self care?
That-
You don't.
you know, no, there was a point in time where that was a lesson as well, because it was just like, no, I would just fall off the face of the earth with all my friends while I was shooting. And I'm like, I'm in Africa shooting, y'all. I can't talk. It's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
hour time difference. But things that I instill is whenever I'm shooting, I always have a day of self care on my off day. So I'm going to go get a massage, or I'm going to go get a chiropractic adjustment. Something that's going to align me and help me, or just help relieve tension.
Right.
Um, but I make sure that I prioritize that, because I've learned that without that, I cannot be my full self to bring these characters fully to life.
Absolutely.
There are times where production is hectic and it's going to make you choose between sleep and eating. But
Mhm.
I find that being proactive about like meal prepping, stuff like that, using my time very wisely, that helps. But the balance comes when you make sure you choose you too. You
Right.
can surrender to the work, but you have to make sure that you love yourself enough to know that you matter as well,
Right.
not just the production, not just the work. So you draw some boundaries and you're like, okay, no, I can't do this with my friends tonight because I got to get to sleep because I got to be up at 5 in the morning. But on
Right.
this day, I'm off. I have a massage scheduled for this. But after that, I'm free. You know,
Right.
so that's how you do it. But also, I think just having a tribe that actually understands you, and having yeah, just yeah, that's what it's tribe that understands you. Like my friends now, if we don't speak every day, they know it's all love. It's ain't nothing wrong. I'm just busy, and plus
Right.
I'm mommying, so
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. Balancing your professional life with your personal life,
Mhm.
um, especially as a mom.
Yeah,
Young kids at home. Having to know how to navigate that and balance it. It's not easy for everybody.
I think
So.
your priority. It's like what you prioritize. I know
Mhm.
for me, like my daughter, I started working again when she was 5 weeks. So I auditioned while I was pregnant and Mara for Forever, and Mara and them didn't
Wow.
know pregnant because I shot it like here,
Yeah.
and I looked exactly the same. It said when you went down here, I had like a basketball belly.
All belly.
Yeah, and then I had the baby, and
Uh-huh.
like 2 weeks after I had the baby, they were like, "Can you do a chemistry read?" And I was
Right.
like, "Yeah." So my mom is there, and like everybody's in the car with the baby because my baby was strictly breastfed. So I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, y'all, just fed her. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna come back. So they all were there supporting me. I go and do the audition, and then I think later after I booked it, we told Kim that I was pregnant. She was like, "Shut up, you was pregnant." Pregnant.
Hey,
Um,
but you
but
knocked it
it's
out. You knocked it
I
out the
did,
park. Yeah.
but I prioritize my kid. Like, okay, I'm not going to let the world change what I want to give to my child, because I
Right.
think this all of this is wonderful,
Hmm.
but the way that you show up for your children is a top priority for me, and I think it's very imperative to their attachment styles, having secure
Hmm.
attachment,
Hmm.
taking away generational curses of like emotional trauma and things like that. So those things are very important to me as an individual. So making sure like my kid doesn't feel like you're second to anything.
Right.
It was important. So no, you're gonna come with mommy to work. We're gonna
Yeah.
make sure that you're safe, you're good, you have everything you need. Mommy's right here.
Hmm.
Um, we're gonna make sure you still have your routine. I'm not throwing you off because it's like your bedtime is still at this time. It might not be at home at this very like there was maybe 2 nights where we did night shoots, and my child's bedtime was 7 at that time. No, she's still going to bed at 7. Like my nanny and her, y'all gonna go to
Right.
bed at 7
Keep the
still.
routine. Yeah. Keep the routine.
Yes, and that goes no matter because my child has come with me to Montreal. She's come with me to Atlanta. Like whenever we change time zones, even when we go home for the holidays, no, we're still on Cali time, and you're going to bed at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. because it's 7 o'clock this time. So that's how I prioritize it. I think that's another way that I keep it. I keep it all in order. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important for other young women to know as well if they're pursuing this career. They want to know, can I still get into this field if I'm pregnant or from a young mother? How can I balance it? How can I navigate? And you're an example as to, someone who can do both and make it work and still have your professional career as an actress and make it all happen, bring it all
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
I will say that Lex Scott Davis and Michelle Missioner, they were the women that when I was pregnant, I was like, can I still do this? And they were like, yes, girl, you can.
Yeah.
And they were there for me. So big shout out to them because it's women like that who just open their heart to you and pour into you and say like, yeah, you can do it. And that's what I want people to know. Like, you can definitely do it. It's
Mhm.
going to take more planning. You got to prioritize. you're gonna have to. You might be a little bit more tired because you got to plan a little bit more because you got a baby, but you
Right.
can do it. It's
Right.
completely possible.
Yeah. Now, are there any stories or genres that you have yet to explore that you're eager to dive into next or wish to dive into?
I want to do everything that I can do. Um, like I said, the animation for
Uh-huh.
sure doing that ASAP.
Mhm.
Um, I would love a good thriller, like a psychological thriller.
Okay.
That would
Yeah.
be something that I haven't really dove into. Well, you
Mhm.
know what? Light as a Feather was like that. Light as a
Mhm.
Feather was like that. But I would like to do something like in a movie space in that way.
Okay.
Um, movies. More movies.
Yeah, there you go.
Love to do more movies. Who wants to call me? Um, and yeah, whatever's meant for me, I just pray that every blessing meant for me finds me.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Now, I do have to ask a forever question.
Yeah.
Will we see more of you in season 2 of Forever?
Man, call Mara and ask her. No, I do pray that that's the case.
Mhm.
I believe that's the case.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's the case.
Yeah.
But
Mara, don't let us down. Don't let us down.
don't let us down, Mara. Don't let don't let us down. We need the cousins because who's gonna crack the jokey jokes?
Right. Right. Yeah. She gonna make it happen. I'm gonna see you in season 2 of Forever for sure.
For sure, for sure. I'm in there already. Okay.
All right. Well, I only have two more questions for you. One being, what's next for you? What can we expect that's next to come?
Stick to it forever.
There you go. Okay.
And yeah, there's a couple things that I'm in the works with right now. Fun things, comedy things. If I could just reverse real quick.
Yeah,
I
please do.
want people to know how funny I am because I'm hilarious.
Oh, I can tell already.
But they go based on my Instagram, and I don't really like Instagram. I don't
Mhm.
really like social media, but I'm really hilarious, y'all.
Yeah.
So like, call me
Hmm.
to make you laugh. Like I should probably do stand up, but I'm just not, doing that right now.
Hmm.
But I definitely want to get into like a really good comedy that helps me expand and show that part of me. I think a lot of my characters have been dynamic in different ways, but I don't know if I've gotten to just be like really, really funny yet.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah. Have you done any like indie projects or not necessarily skits, but
I
maybe
used to do Instagram skits.
okay. Okay. Well, have you thought about getting back into that to kind of showcase the
No,
comedic side of yourself?
no,
You should.
no.
You should.
I don't have it in like that. I'm telling you, with my life right now, the
Mhm.
way that it worked, I had nothing to do. I had nothing to do. So Woody would be like, "Hey, what you doing today? Want to shoot a sketch? Cool." Cornell call up, "Hey, pull up. We about to do." And then we like spitballing Carrie. We spitballing some stuff. We just shoot some stuff.
Right.
We shooting for like 6, 7 hours. I don't have that time.
Mhm.
you know,
I
like,
understand that. Yeah, I get
so
that.
it's a constant thing. Like you have to do it daily. Like content creation is a job.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I just personally don't have the passion or the time for that. I think you have to be very passionate again because it's a lot of work.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna keep my head down and grind and bang out the things that I'm really really passionate about, and I'm sure that it's gonna find me that
Yeah. Yeah.
comedic.
You're speaking it into existence, so it's gonna happen.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Well, Adrian, I like to give my guests the final word, whether that be a quote, a piece of advice that was either passed down, or advice that you like to pass on to others, or words of encouragement. You can say one of the three, or you can say all three. It's up to you.
Mm. Can you repeat the question?
Either a quote that you like to live by,
Uh-huh.
words of encouragement, or a piece of advice that has been passed down to you or that you've passed down to others.
Copy you. Okay. So, one of my favorite authors is Alex L. And I have a quote by her that I wear on my bracelets. And it is, "You matter, you are worthy. Be you, love you, always, always." So, that's what I like to live by. Little grounding note to self. And
Mhm.
I pass that on to you.
Amen. Amen. Well, Adrian, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. I truly appreciate it. I'm sure the audience and the people who will tune into this episode appreciates it. We look forward to seeing you on Forever Season 2. Come on, Mara, let's make it happen.
I'm
We
in there. I'm
Okay,
in there.
okay. You're in there. Okay. And then also we look forward to, seeing you in many more video games, animated films.
Oh, Grace, can I tell them? Grace. Are they thinking porno?
Exclusive
Oh, okay.
portion. It's okay. That's all right.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. And if we
Oh,
and
how
which is
please?
understandable. And if you once you know for sure, if you want to pass that information along, I'd
You
be
know
happy
what?
to I'd be
I'm
happy
giving
to
it.
do the post and the blast and all of that good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
But more stuff is coming. I've been working on stuff.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much again. It's truly appreciated. I'm grateful to have you on, and I look forward to seeing you in many, many, many more projects. I know the
Yeah.
success is going to continue on and flourish for sure.
Thank you, man. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being
Yeah,
you and inviting me here in this space. It feels wonderful. I feel safe. This has been wonderful. Thank you.
absolutely, absolutely. That's Adriyan Rae, everybody.
Bye.